10 million naira. That is some money. Wow, wow, wow. And for the company and the organizations, or how much do they get to pay as damages?
By law, for companies, corporate organizations, upon infringement of the consumer's right, they are likely to pay 100 million.
100 million.
100 million.
Okay. But is that not too much for them? Being that they're also in business.
Yes, of course, they are in business. However, recall that while you're in business, you must do the business right. You understand? And this cost is exemplary. It's also to punish bad behavior.
Okay.
Yes, because for instance, the filling station, they have more money than the customer. The customer, maybe that's the only car he has.
Yeah,
Now you've damaged the car.
it's true.
But the filling station has more money. So it's not to put them out of business anyways, but it's to cause them to do business right. Tell me what I'm getting. If I ask for A, let me get A. If I ask for B, give me B. Don't give me something else. It also puts that burden on them to be truthful with their client, and not just to be truthful, to also ensure that at every material time the customer gets what he wants, to take they owe the customer the duty of care.
So, are there examples of implementations of this consumer protection by the government in Nigeria?
Yes, the thing is, there are instances out there, just like the one we mentioned, the fellow that sold inverter to us, solar inverter system. We're supposed to be having a 5 kV inverter system to have a seamless operation in the farm, but what did we get? It was, in fact, we actually discovered the the fraud in what he did when we had interruption in public power source for upward of about 24 hours, and then the thing failed. That was when we discovered that the guy shortchanged us. We dragged him before the tribunal, and of course, the cost was he to avoid cost being awarded against him. He quickly made the refund, and then we were able to get something far better than what he offered us. Yes, so, and there are instances out there. The thing is, consumers must take up the challenge of enforcing their rights. They shouldn't. Government cannot make avenue available for you and also be the one going from house to house to ask you, has your right been breached? You are the one who, approached the manufacturer or to buy fuel somewhere, and you got what you didn't bargain for. You are the one to take advantage of these bodies that are out there.
Okay, so aside this, with this consumer protection, what else has government done in line with consumer protection to help consumers not to be the ones that are disadvantaged at the end of the day? Because what we have said today is, I understood to mean that the consumer is the king of the market.
Yes, there's what is called consumerism. That is where the consumer is expected to be treated fairly.
Very well.
You understand? And if you even go outside the shores of this country,
Yes.
you see that these are things they've been doing for a while now.
Very well.
Okay.
You recall the issue of the British, American,
British and Virgin Atlantic.
Yes.
Where they went to put surcharges in the fares of the flight ticket for the customers, and they took them up. They took them up, and in UK they slammed them with a fine in millions. The Office of Fair Trading, You
Okay.
know, slam them with millions. Even in US, the competition office in US, slam them also
Okay.
with fine of millions. Yes, you know, it's something they take seriously. Consumers'
Exactly.
right is taken seriously.
It's taken seriously because,
Mm.
and not only you might say, okay, well, fair trading,
Mm.
consumer protection, how does it relate?
Yes.
But you know where manufacturers or sellers of products come together, form a monopoly in such a way that consumers are denied the right to choose. You understand? In such instances, whatever the force down the throat of the consumer has no choice but to take. However, these laws are now put there to forbid such practices, monopolistic practices, where you see maybe two big companies merge together to take away every other competition in the market,
Yes.
such that the consumers are left with no other choice but to patronize them. And you see these instances everywhere, even in our economy here. However, these are the things that this new law is going to help in regulating. So the consumers have right to choose. And where the consumers have the right to choose, I mean, everyone is better for it.
Everybody's better for it.
Because if there is just one person producing, let's say, water, bottled water, no competition, whatever they give us is what we must take.
Yes.
Because if you don't want it, then there's nothing you can do about it. So consumer protection also includes fighting monopolies.
It does.
Okay. Okay.
You understand? Because monopolies will not give the consumers the opportunity to get the best.
To be king of the market.
Yes. However, we must bear it in mind that it's not just for them to feel good
Okay.
about being the king, but for the market to admit of everybody who has good intention for the consumers.
Yes.
And it also create a system where the manufacturers up their game.
They up their game.
Okay.
Yes.
You understand? So if company A has been doing it this way, when company B comes, he wants to up his game.
Does it?
And when company C comes, he wants to up his game.
Yes.
For instance, when we start having GSM,
Yes.
what do you recall? When it was just one company, they were charging us per minute.
Yeah.
I was not born then, but I think I agree.
Exactly. They were charging us per minute. So whether you make 1 second call or 59-second call,
Yeah.
you pay per minute.
People need-
However, you remember some years down the line, another company came and said, look, we'll charge you per second. If
Yes.
you make 1 second call, you pay for 1 second. If you make 59-second call, you pay for 59 seconds. And before you know it, every other person who has been charging us per minute, as if it could not be done, all of them were forced to start charging us, per second.
Basically.
Because competition,
So, you know,
and the consumers have the right to choose.
so Phil, you know that's the beauty of competition anyway. Who would have thought, you know, in the space of just a barely 20, right, that SIM card, we were buying SIM card for as much as 30-something thousand for a SIM card. Who would have thought within just a space of time, you want to buy a SIM card for less than 300 naira.
Some even give you free now.
They give you free.
They load it with credit.
You know,
So it's as good as
I know that's the beauty of competition. Consumer now have the opportunity to have the best quality goods for the best price.
for the best price.
And everybody now, you know, you are upping your game. You see the telecommunications company, the focus is now the subscribers, who are the consumers, wanting to please them, wanting to give good service, you know, even though we still have one or two challenges here and there. But I think we've moved from where we are coming from.
Exactly.
Okay, so what are the roles citizens can play in ensuring that their consumer protection, as like these laws that have been set in place by the government, is actually implemented? What are they supposed to do? Because now you've made us understand that government has done a lot. They have put agencies in place to protect your rights. They have helped you to rid of some monopolies in the economy, and now what is supposed to be done by the consumer?
Well, there's this popular saying, eternal vigilance is the price of freedom. So the consumers must be vigilant. That's all. They
Okay.
must be vigilant. They must always insist on what they bargain for. But if they let their right go, well, they shouldn't blame anyone. I've had instances where people say, "You lawyers should go to court." Why should I go to court if I have not bought a adulterated fuel? Why should I go to court to go and challenge that I heard that some people bought adulterated fuel?
Yeah,
Exactly. So
agreed.
the people must
For
be willing
justice
to
to
always.
be done, you can go to court.
No, I can't go to court for what I heard on the radio.
Okay.
Yes, NGOs can do all that. However, even the NGOs will not even do it until you speak out.
Okay.
And when you are talking of NGOs coming to your aid, you must be in such a disadvantaged position that you can't help yourself. But a person who, has some money to buy a car must have money to service the car, isn't it?
Definitely.
You don't expect me to come and service your car for you. Part of servicing your car is to ensure that, look, where you get so adulterated fuel, what do? You also take it up with the appropriate government agencies.
There's a slogan you used to say that the lawyer is just an echo.
Okay.
Exactly.
The consumers
Is the
is
voice.
the voice.
Okay.
Yes, in the society, the lawyer is just an echo because it's whatever you say, the lawyer echoes for you. The lawyer is not the voice.
Yes. Yeah.
This is very interesting. So we've come to the end of this discussion, and I want to say a very big thank you for this enlightenment. Now, Nigerians out there, we are the king. Consumers, to be specific, if you are taking your goods as the end users, they have said, you are the king of the market.
Yes.
Meaning that anytime you are giving substandard service, or you've paid for something and you're giving a lesser quality, you can actually approach the agencies responsible for executing this right. And like you heard them, you don't have to go to court. But there are tribunals, there are agencies that have been set by the law to help you have your goods, to help you be served better by the people that you're going to pay, because you've actually paid for these things. So I encourage everybody to do the needful. Like they said, eternal vigilance is how to get freedom. So if you want to be free from all these things, where say, oh, I bought medication, sometimes it's tablets, you buy them and you find out that the things inside are just amazing. The other day I was looking at some videos on YouTube where they were showing the tablets you bought, there were pins inside, not medications, not drugs. Those are things that should not be allowed in the society. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope to see you next time.